Hey, welcome to another episode of Sports Beat. This is our third episode. Today we'll be talking about NFL free agency. So Christian, let's go on and get started with the subject for today.
All right, so we have a couple big names. The main one I know of is New England Patriots. They just picked up two elite cornerbacks in Darrell Revis and Brandon Browner. What are your thoughts, being a New England fan?
Well, New England, man, defense was a problem for the past, I'll say, to me, 3 years. We signed some key players. We had Talib. He was a lot down corner, but injuries kind of messed him up. He wasn't like a faithful player.
Yeah.
But when it came down to business and when we needed him, he did all he could. Now, this is kind of funny because you're a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
And we took one of y'all key cornerbacks, but we won't actually be using them right then again, right away because he's suspended for 4 games.
Yeah.
But I think he's a good corner. I didn't too much know about Brandon Browner, until this Super Bowl run this year, and I think it's an excellent addition to the backfield.
Yeah, it definitely is. I definitely know that Brandon Browner would be good, do y'all well.
Right.
New England, y'all re-signed, what's his name?
Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman.
He was important.
Yeah.
Because going into the offseason, we were going to be stuck with mostly two-year receivers like Kimbrel Tompkins, Aaron Dobson. We're going to have Josh Boyce. Amendola, we're not too sure about right now because he got some competition now. These 2-year players about to go to work now.
Yeah, I don't know why Amendola ain't really played too much, showed up too much. I know he's a pretty good player, but I don't know. I guess he just needs to get in the rhythm.
Right.
But anyway, so another big one, DeMarcus Ware to the Broncos.
They just boosted their Super Bowl run.
And Aqib Talib, I almost forgot. Aqib Talib to the Broncos too.
Yeah, that just boosted their Super Bowl run because, a team that was mostly offense switched to maybe defense now. We got to see how this all take place, but just hearing the names and everything makes it seem like, okay, Broncos. It's going to be Broncos, maybe Seahawks again. But the Seahawks had a depleted roster this year. But back onto the subject, I think the Broncos, they got some coming this year. They got,
so?
They got a team.
Cool. Well, yeah, they speaking of the Broncos, they do need to make sure they can re-sign Noshawn Marino. He's a free agent, so he was pretty key in their run last year. So if they re-sign him, I definitely won't doubt that they might be back to the Super Bowl. All right, so also there's some players who haven't been signed yet. They're still free agents looking for a team to sign with. One of the main players I see on here first is Jared Allen.
Well, I was just doing some research. Use one of my sources, ESPN.com, where he is actually taking a second visit. He left from Dallas earlier this week, and now he's on his second visit to the Seahawks. That might just be a signing for the Seahawks to come because, I don't see him going back to the Vikings. If he was to go sign with the Vikings, it would have been done a long time ago.
Yeah, right.
So I see him going to the Seahawks, not Dallas.
Yeah. Well, that sounds great to me because I didn't even know that they was visiting each other till you just said that. So that's good news for me.
Yeah.
Jermichael Finley, one thing about him, he's also has been visiting the Seahawks a couple times, but he still isn't signed. So, of course, me being a Seahawks fan, and I know how much success Jermichael Finley had with the Packers.
Right.
I'd love to see them sign him, but he is still a free agent who hasn't been signed yet. What do you think about him?
Well,
coming off back injury.
Jermichael Finley, I think he's a good player. He's a key player. He was a key player in their success to going to the Super Bowl when they played here in North Texas.
Yeah. I hated that Super Bowl, by the way.
Yeah, it was a shocking Super Bowl. But Jermichael Finley, he's one of those physical type tight ends, and he can, run routes properly,
Yeah.
And with him, I think he'll land in Seattle. It's just one of those type of things where he's going to just shock, the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, another thing with him, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson are two different players, but I think that Jermichael he could have as much success as he did down in Green Bay because Seattle, they have a lot of weapons. Even though another free agent I just thought of, Golden Tate signed with the Lions. We'll talk about that later. But Seattle has a lot of weapons to go to, so you can't really put all the attention on everybody. So if Jermichael's not one of those people who's having the attention in a certain play, he can, hit you over the top or whatever. So that if he goes to Seattle, that'll be great for both Seattle and Jermichael Finley.
Right.
And then like Golden Tate. I really like Golden Tate. We're gonna miss him a lot, but it was a lot of people talking about him and like downing him about leaving and not signing with Seattle. But I read something over the internet over the last couple of days where he was talking about how the offer that Seattle gave him wasn't reasonable at all versus the amount of effort and time and everything he gave to Seattle over the past 3 years, however long he was there. He said he didn't think that the offer that they gave him was fair. So me being a Seattle fan, I can't really blame him,
All right. I think this was a good thing for Detroit. I know a lot of Detroit fans are happy right now that they have another receiver. They don't just have to rely on Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Megatron, I think he's one of the best receivers in the league right now. But Golden Tate being added, I think it'll be more. He'll get thrown to more now.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, because in Seattle he didn't. He wasn't. He had competition,
Yeah. I mean, he had competition with Doug Baldwin and Percy Harvin when he did play in games. But also, Seattle was an all-running team. So for Golden Tate, I think this was great for, as an individual player, to go to a team like that. Right. Because when, like I said, if all the attention with Seattle, if all the attention is going to be on different players like Percy Harvin, Jermichael will get a lot of chances. Right. But same thing, when a lot of attention might be on Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate will be able to be a big factor, and he'll be I think he'll become a better receiver, or not better, but a more known receiver, because he'll be able to do a lot more stuff than he did with Seattle. So as an individual for Golden Tate, I think that was a great move because he can do a lot individually, but of course Seattle, I think, is a better team than Detroit. So
yeah, but like I say, it's just one of those things. It's surprised to see him move on from Seattle, but he had to go where he'll get noticed more and be able to split time because Calvin Johnson was he was the face of the franchise. Yeah. Now you just added Golden Tate. People are going to try to block both Golden Tate and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah. Cool.